wondered what it's really like to be a college student in the United States? Hi, I'm Jason, and this is Jason's Easy English, a podcast that helps you improve your English and learn about American culture with clear, understandable episodes in authentic, everyday language. Today, we'll be talking about college life in the U.S., from entrance exams like the SAT and ACT to living in dorms, to college football games and graduation day. I'll give you a big picture view of the American college experience. And just a quick reminder, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So first, let's talk about getting into college. In the U.S., most students take standardized admission exams like the SAT or the ACT. These are the names of the big national tests that students take before applying to a college. Now, these tests don't decide everything. For example, they don't determine what you will study at college, but they are an important part of the application process. But just a part. Students also send their high school grades, essays, and sometimes recommendation letters. After that, many students also will go on a campus tour, like a guided visit around a specific university campus to help them decide which college they want to attend. During a campus tour, you walk around, you see the classrooms, the dorms, the library, and maybe even a football stadium or a recreation center. It's a way to imagine your future life on that campus. Now, once you get accepted, many students move into a dorm. Now, a dorm is a building where students live on campus. I'm sure you've seen this dorm life represented in American TV series, movies, and social media. Living in a dorm is a big part of American college culture. Usually, you share a small room with a roommate. For many students, this is their first time living away from home. Dorm life can be fun, but also challenging. You learn how to share space, manage your time, and be more independent. In Brazil and many Latin American countries, students often live at home and commute to university. In the U.S., moving out at 18 is very common. All right, now let's talk about academics. In American colleges, students choose what's called a major. The major is your main field of study. In Portuguese, o seu curso principal, or in Spanish, tu carrera principal. In addition to the major, many students also declare a minor, which is a secondary field of study, un curso secundario, or in Spanish, una especialización secundaria. So you have a major, which is your main emphasis of study, and a minor, which is a secondary emphasis of study. So for example, a student may declare a major in biomedical sciences with a minor in a language like Spanish or French. This is very different from the cohort model in many Latin American countries. In some countries, you enter a program with a fixed group of students, and you all take the same classes together for 4 or 5 years. In the U.S., it's much more flexible. You choose your classes each semester in consultation with an academic advisor. You can even change your major if you decide that you want to study something completely different. This flexibility is a big part of American higher education culture. Students often explore different subjects before deciding. Most universities in the United States use a semester system, so a half-year academic period. Usually a semester lasts 4 or maybe 4.5 months. There are usually 2 main semesters, the fall semester and the spring semester. The fall semester begins in August or September and ends in mid-December. Then there's a break for the winter holidays, and then the spring semester begins in mid-January and usually will end in May or June. Some schools also offer a summer term, a short session during June, July, and August. Not all students study in the summer, but some do to graduate earlier and take extra classes. Now let's talk about something very cultural and specific to the United States, college football. And I'm talking about American football, not soccer. College football is huge in the United States. On game days, students wear school colors, go to the stadium, and cheer very loudly for their team. There are marching bands, mascots, and very big crowds. For some universities, football games are almost like festivals. In many Latin American universities, sports exist, but they are usually not the center of campus culture in the same way. Another famous part of American college life are the fraternities and sororities. These are social student organizations, often represented with Greek letters. These groups are sometimes called Greek life. Members often live together, organize events, and create strong social networks. Not all students join, but they are very visible in American culture, especially in movies and TV shows. Beyond that, there are also many other student clubs or student organizations based on a variety of interests. You can find clubs for almost anything: debate, theater, robotics, dance, cultural groups, volunteering. Joining a club or many clubs is a great way to meet people and build community. And finally, there's graduation. In the U.S., students often have a big ceremony where they walk at graduation. I'm sure you've also seen this represented in many TV shows and movies. You wear a cap and gown, your name is called, and you walk across a stage to receive your diploma. Families take pictures, and it's a very emotional moment. In some Latin American countries, graduation celebrations may focus more on parties or formal events. In the U.S., the ceremony itself, walking across the stage, is the most important and symbolic part of the day. So, when you imagine American college life, think of exams like the SAT, the ACT, campus tours, dorm rooms with roommates, choosing your own major or course of study, choosing your own classes, football games on Saturdays, student clubs, and that big moment when you walk across the stage at graduation. It's academic, but also very social. There's structure, but a lot of flexibility. All right, I hope that was interesting and understandable. But before I let you go, let's review the main points of today's episode. Today, we learned about important parts of college life in the United States. We talked about the SAT and ACT, which are standardized entrance exams students take before applying. We discussed the campus tour, where students visit the university to see if they like it. We looked at dorm life, where students live on campus, usually with roommates. Then we explored how majors and minors work and how American students have more flexibility to choose classes compared to a strict cohort or group model. We also talked about the semester system with summer terms. Then we explored cultural aspects like college football, fraternities and sororities, student clubs, and finally, the tradition of walking at graduation. All of these elements together create a very unique American college experience. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope you were able to understand most of the episode and learned something new. Be sure to follow or subscribe to my podcast, and please share Jason's Easy English with your friends who are also learning English. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you at the next episode.